fake Facebook man, posting lies about my life which no one else can. Filters on my face to disguise my age, showing money that I don't have. There's words on my page. Why don't you come and join my team? It's called living the fake Facebook life dream. If they post a pic of me deeply, but it's pizza and burgers for dinner, you know what I mean. A snapshot of vacations that I got no money to take. Send you one of my sports cars, you know that it's a fake. Got my walls loaded up with things that aren't even true. Pretending on Facebook is my thing to do. Yeah, 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 yeah.
2,000 friends, which I've never done met. A pic of my lunch is what you're gonna get. I had a post of your baby, say it's one darn cute kid. But I lied, cause it's ugly, that's called an online fib. I talk about success in my job and the pending promotion, but in reality it's a psych, cause I got a demotion.
Only the fake Facebook man, posting lies about my life which no one else can. Filters on my face to disguise my age, showing money that I don't have. There's words on my page. Why don't you come and join my team? It's called living the fake Facebook life dream.
You block me on Facebook without a judge, jury, or trial. I'll be creeping you the next day with a shiny new profile. See a pic of my family? Yeah, we're having a good time. Well, the joke's on you. We have not talked in 8 months or 9. I'll tell you about the weather and the stuff you don't need to know. I'll fake a good illness so the sympathy will grow. I'll ask you to donate to my made-up cause and post selfies on the daily. That ain't breaking no laws. So don't judge the life of the fake Facebook man, pretending to be happy like no one else can. Okay, my name is Mark Bingsman. To take these 2 books out, please. A tad overdue. No, it can't be.
Yeah, from 1984.
1984. You know what, Kinsman? I took out that Phil Collins CD in '84 and I lent it to you, and you didn't return it?
I didn't return it.
Unbelievable. Do you think your voice is too loud for the library?
I only got shushed about 5 times in there.
That's right. So we got our books.
Yes.
You know how to read, right?
I know how to read.
Right. So now you can come back here more often and enhance your reading. What's that book you had, that kid's book?
Kid's book, Jack and the Beanstalk.
Right. So if you move up to the next level, it's the Hardy Boys or Nancy Drew.
Remember Clifford, the big red dog? I think
Yes.
that's next.
All right, Kinsman, let me remove that foolery right there.
How you doing there, Clomper?
Good. And the whole thing there, I went to the library and I tried to take out a book underneath your name because my overdue charges are through the roof, but now they're cleared. And you got a Phil Collins CD from '84. You still haven't returned?
I haven't returned it yet. No. They got rid of the late fines over there, so I'm still okay.
That's right. You got this big booming voice, but like I always thought my voice was a little squeaky, but next to yours, I'm very squeaky. But I don't think you can survive in a library environment with your voice, right?
No, I'm more, the Mac hockey announcer of voice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I get shushed quite a bit. In fact, I was at the dollar store buying some stationery for our KINZ and KLOMP live shows, and the lady, she came around, she put her head around, she was like, "Hey, what's KINZ and KLOMP doing today?" I guess I was talking too loud to the attendant down the aisle.
So you get me into trouble.
Pops around the corner, said, "What's going on the show?" And I said, "Well, you're gonna have to tune in 7 o'clock. We've got a great show tonight."
So we were in Porcupine. That's Porcupine now, Kinsman, not South Porcupine, to see Dave Helmer and his wife Erin
Yes.
at Meat and Tackle Variety. And every time we go there, this store looks better and better. And you have to see the mural they have on the wall if you're coming from Timmins to Porcupine. The thing's immaculate. It's cartoons of fishing. It's Dave, his wife, his friends, someone taking a selfie with a bear. I'm like, that could be me. I like that. And the store. Just, it's awesome, right?
Yeah, it's you know what it reminds me of? That store when you walk into Bait Me and Tackle for the first time, it reminds me of, it's got that smell of the boathouse. It's got that aroma. It's the aroma that it brings me back to the cottage days. Every time I go through that door, I feel so comfortable. It's a comfy setting. Yeah, you know you're in in good hands. And if you've ever been to a cottage where the boat has been sitting there all summer long, the smell, there's no smell like it until you walk into Bait Me and Tackle and Variety, and they've got the same smell. It's amazing. And so much stuff in there too. They've got the live wells for the minnows. They've got worms. They've got you name it. I think if you forget it camping, you won't forget it on your way out of Porcupine.
That's right. And Dave and Erin have invested in the Porcupine community. That store, I think it was called Chevy's. It closed. People, especially in the surrounding neighborhoods, were not happy. Dave went in there. He purchased the building. They remodeled everything. And it's completely awesome. So he's with us. We're going to go see him on Friday again. And we're going to do a live tour of the store. But Dave and Erin, big thumbs up. They're doing lots.
Big thumbs up. And also the gentleman who painted the mural, Tom Armitage, amazing painter. And again, I can't wait to see what he does on the other side of the building. Honest to God, if they give you or I a pen and pencil or paintbrushes, it would not look like that.
That's right. He's a talented guy. So this Lucian, we're tomorrow we're going to release the video of me driving the bus. I'm not going to keep you got too much of a lead foot in this city. I don't. Did you care about the community at all? I
care about the community, but you know what? They know how I like to drive. Well, a little bit faster, which I'd have to tone her down a bit if I were to become a proper bus driver here in the city. But she let me go up Airport Road. She's like, you can go to we're going to take Mark to the speed limits that are the 70 plus, and that's where she let me have the open highway up there.
Right,
taking the big yellow bus up there.
If you haven't heard, Lucian, the reason why they're partnering with us, besides they like my driving, a little scared of Mark's, is that they are hiring bus drivers to start at the beginning of the school season. Fall. Let's not talk about fall, but bus drivers, flexible hours. You can bring your young ones with you on the bus. You're working day shifts. You got all day to. I don't know what you do during the day, Kinsman. It sounds like a job for you. Like you're just floating around the city, I think, and maybe you should be a bus driver.
Yeah.
What are you doing during the days, anyways?
What do I do during the days? Well, there's a lot of stuff. I can't reveal all the secrets. People think we just pop on here for the 3 shows a week and the hour. There's so much stuff that goes behind the scenes, out there. You should see the gas receipts. We're going somewhere with this show. We're doing putting a lot of miles on them, and yes, bus mileage. If you're looking for the best part-time job on the planet, where you can bring your little ones on board. Again, Lucian, Penny Adel, looking for you to do the trading. Again, it's 3 days in school. In class, and then you've got 20 hours of driving time, and then you've got a $500 check, a sign-on bonus coming your way. And they're again looking for 140 plus spots. They've got more buses coming for September, so they need some recruits. Again, 705-360-4090 is the number to get in touch with Penny and Pat, all the crew. We ran into a bunch in the video, which we'll see tomorrow. I know Louise Hopcroft was there. And we also had, I do believe, Nicole Chartrand, a few others.
I think you should have a show where KLOMP is nice to KINZ and KINZ hassles KLOMP.
Yeah, Barry always has my back.
They all do.
Barry from Mikey's General Sales, they're always tuning in. Thanks, Barry.
Hello, Selena. Hello, Carol.
Our loyal and true, always there. The song, though, ha ha ha. Yes, Samuel, maybe for the first time hearing the intro song.
Yeah, we've played it to death. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Joanne.
Belated happy birthday.
I think Chad said first. I think was he the first comment?
Yeah. And,
and there's Benji Clavin, who, if you've never, the next time you hold a Full Beard can, I just wanted to say this, one of the hardest working crew in this city at Full Beard, they touch every single can that goes out of that building.
Yeah.
There's two little devices, and Benji was there this morning when we popped by to talk about some big news for the 22nd coming up next Thursday. And they physically touch every single can that goes in and out of that building.
I have an observation. We were there today chatting with the Full Beard guys, and the minute they said, "Would you like to help out?" You were burning rubber right out of there. Like you weren't a keg or anything over there.
It even says it on the canning machine. It says this is a machine where you need to be highly trained. I think with a few hours of training, I could probably do some canning, and I think they're going to haul us in there next week to can more KINZ and KLOMP Live 705 Blonde Ale beers. So that is going to be worth the price of admission watching that, because seeing how Benji is doing it, I'm bound to screw something up.
KLOMP, don't blow it. Yeah,
that's right.
That's right. I don't want to unreveal a secret. I'm no good. Don't tell me anything. If you got a secret in your life, I'm the wrong guy. Okay, so we have Jessica Trudel waiting patiently in the back. I don't think she's laughing at any of our jokes here, Kinsman. And this is why I think let me show you.
KLOMP, do you think it's time to go get our Nova back? Yeah, Kinsman, I already got the tattoo, Nova 2021. That's not even real, KLOMP. Yes, it is. I'll get it fixed up when JC reopens. Are we gonna need this? You did. A little extreme? A little extreme. You ready? I think so. Okay, let's go. Come on. Hurry up, Ken. Hang on, right here. There it is. Go, quick. Go. Hurry. Go. Let's get on it. Oh. Hi, I'm here to book an oil change.
So Jessica and her partner Matt are proud Nova winners and the owner of Forte Automotive.
Yes.
I love them over there. I use their services, highly recommended. But she's not on here to chat about the garage tonight. She's here to talk about books, and hopefully she's not too angry about this whole Nova stunt. But they're good partners, and we had a lot of fun with them. And we're happy to have her on the show to chat a different subject, right, Kinsman?
That's right, a different side. As they say, as we're talking books today. You don't judge a book by its cover. When you walk into Forte Automotive, obviously you see Jessica Trudel. When you're booking oil changes, all your vehicle appointments. But there's another side to Jessica, a creative side where she's a writer. Who knew? So maybe for the first time, we'll be able to dive into what Jessica does off the clock at Forte, and she could put some creative minds at work. We'll find out what she's doing.
Good. Only two cliches in that sentence. You did well, my friend.
You love my cliches.
I do. Okay, so I'm going to bring Jessica on right now. There she is.
Hi, Jessica.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How about you?
Doing all right. We didn't quite recognize her without the scrubs from Forte. So you do clean up well. And again, we're here to talk about your creative side. For what I had no clue that you were a writer, and a very good writer at that. Tell us a bit about your pastime hobbies when you're not booking oil changes.
Well, actually, my job at Forte Automotive a lot of it is writing. I handle all the marketing and the advertising, so there's a lot of writing that goes into the background. And I wrote a hell of an application. That's why I beat you guys.
We're gonna get you to write ours next year, okay? Can you write ours for us?
Yeah. I think Matt wants a break from all the publicity. He's definitely a behind the scenes kind of guy. That's why I'm the person you see when you walk through the door. But yeah, I am a writer, and I am a trainer. I've taught a lot of workshops on creative writing and marketing and communications over the years. It's not really very much of a secret side of me, but because of COVID for the last year and a half, there's been no in-person meetings for the writers groups, and there's been no workshops being taught. And a lot of creative people we're connected to each other online. But if you're, someone from a little town like Timmins and you don't know where to find those things, then it could be very isolating. So that's why I do what I do. I try to help writers feel a little less isolated, connect with each other, learn new skills by accessing digital when they can't access in-person supports and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So some of these groups that you've created, or the group that you have, how many people do you have following you for advice when it comes to writing?
Well, we have a few different groups. So it originally started because I was teaching weekly workshops. It was called Writers Workshop Wednesday, and that was many years ago now. But the people that were coming out regularly, it built from nothing to a lot of people, because the very first workshop I taught, only one person showed up and she couldn't get into the building because she was in a wheelchair and it wasn't a wheelchair accessible building. So then the next week I moved it to the library, which is an accessible building. And I taught the workshops there every week for then on. And slowly the group built up to more and more people. And we ended up formalizing a guild, which for a few years ran as a guild until COVID hit. And then we decided to move everything digital because it just made more sense. But so now we have I'd say about 30 people in the Timmins Facebook writers group. And we have another 100 to 200 in the Northern Ontario writers group that stay connected that way. They share their links to their books when they have a book coming out. If they have an event, they share the event details, talk about things like the Northern Ontario Book Fair that I plan every year, again, except for COVID year. And so there's a lot of discussions going on in those groups right now digitally. And hopefully the Timmins writers will start meeting again in person. We used to do it every Wednesday night. We did it religiously for years and years. So hopefully we'll be able to resume meeting in person at the library every Wednesday soon. We're hoping soon.
Yes. I think we're getting close to that point. So my question is, and you hear a lot of people say this, my life could be a book, my life could be a novel. But if you were a first-time aspiring novelist, a writer, would these groups that you're part of, would this be a perfect spot for someone with no experience to have the aspiration to write, be able to get some tips and tricks on how to get things going?
Yes, absolutely. The group is a really good mix of beginner, I've never done this before, writers and published authors. It runs the full gamut, and there's people in a lot of different genres. Some people write nonfiction, they're working on a memoir. Other people are working on picture books, and there's some people that are working on poetry, and there's all kinds of different writers in there. So you can get advice from people who are self-publishing. You can get advice from people who are traditionally publishing. It runs the full gamut of advice and perspectives and experiences.
So if you were to give advice to a fresh writer, hasn't put anything pen to paper, right, Kinsman? That's what I'm supposed to say, pen to paper.
There's a cliche for you right there.
You are rubbing off on me, my friend. So
that's right.
Pen to paper the first time. It felt weird. What would be like the first piece of advice you would give them?
The absolute first piece of advice that any writer, doesn't matter what kind of writer you are, how much experience you have, what you're working on, the first piece of advice and the only thing you need to do right now is write the damn thing. Just sit down and write down every thought that's in your head. It doesn't matter what order it's in. It doesn't matter if it's really good. It doesn't matter if it could be published. It doesn't matter. Just write it down, because the vast majority of people who say that they want to write a book or a poem or whatever it is that they want to write never actually do it. They never write that first draft. And that's the huge first step that every writer has to take. If you don't do that, there's no point even thinking about how you're going to publish it or whether or not it's publishable or how good you are, because anything can be fixed. It's not supposed to be good the first time around, but you have to write it.
Right.
You got to go in there with the blinders on. That you can't have. What am I trying to say? You can't have doubt. If you say, "Well, I think people will hate this or dislike this," that's the wrong mind frame, the frame of mind to go into it. Right? You jot it down regardless. And if they wanted to, let's say, submit to you, let's say they're not a part of your group yet, but had something, that they think is, maybe on the cusp of being something great? Can they submit work to you? Will you sit and take time to read and maybe critique for those who are trying to write?
Yeah, we've workshopped books and short stories and things like that in our group. And we've also had people that have beta read for each other. A beta read is basically you finished your draft. You may or may not have polished it yet. And then you give it to a few people to read it as readers for the first time, not edit it, but read it and kind of give their overall impression. Like, was there a spot in it that lagged for you? You know, did you feel like the character was relatable? Did you like them? Were you rooting for them? That sort of thing, depending on, of course, what kind of book it is. But yeah, there's lots of resources available. I personally am a professional editor. So if somebody wants to hire me, I can also do that. But I've also done some free beta reads and things like that for people in the group because we're a little family. So I don't always charge for everything that we do there. But outside of that group, I'm a professional editor as well.
Nice. Very cool. A couple of funny comments, one for us and one for Jessica. So watching from Vancouver, love these sexy Timmins fellas. The first time we ever heard something like that.
That's right. There's that good old B-Rad Black. I always say he's tuned in from the left coast. It's nice to see that we do have viewers coming in from all spectrums of the planet. I know we had Sergio Estevez. He was tuned in at a few weeks ago from Colombia. We do get the odd viewers who have ties to Timmins in the north and love to see what's going on here in good old Canada and Northern Ontario.
Yes, and Chad says, "I know this lady." So he's talking.
Yes, you do, Chad. I do know you. Hi, back in the Epic days.
Yes, is epic a term for something, or he's just saying it was?
Yeah, no, it was an awesome time, but also it's called epic. So back when I was working at Northern College, I was a proposal writer, and I worked for the Innovation Hub, and we helped establish basically an entrepreneurship club for the college students there. And I was with Mark Rodrigue, who did he was the staff working on Epic, and then I was kind of assisting him, and we set up this whole entrepreneurship club.
Ah, nice. Right. Okay. I knew Chad was being a little coy there, but that's awesome. So it's good. I asked you, we have people come on the show and, they talk about, for example, we had Discover Fitness on, and we talked about the importance of, going to the gym, not just for your physical health, but also for your mental health as a stress relief. How important, if reading is your passion, to continue to do that in order for your own mental well-being, to relieve stress, to get some peace and tranquility? Do you find that plays an important part?
Absolutely. I at least 50%, but I would say definitely more of the people that are part of our group have some sort of either mental health disorder or sometimes a physical disability where writing is therapy for them. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes it's, writing poetry or something that's very, very personal and you're sharing a very personal part of yourself. But other times it's just you have ideas in your head and you just need to get them out. And you write a story. It has absolutely nothing to do with yourself or your real experience. But it's just like when you sit down to watch a movie, it's a bit of escapism, right? You escape into this other world that you've created and this other person's mind. You get out of your own for a while. And yeah, it's absolutely therapeutic. Even if you're not writing to get published, it's a heck of a lot of fun.
Now, who is your inspiration, Jessica, when it comes to writing? Do you have a favorite author out there that you go to all the time, or do you spread it all out to various different types of writing material?
I'm a very eclectic reader and writer. I write children's fiction, but I also write for adults. I write fiction, I write nonfiction, I write poetry. So it's very hard to pinpoint a single author, but I do love the work of Kate DiCamillo. She's a really, really famous children's author. She wrote Because of Winn-Dixie and can't think of the title, the Amazing Adventure of William Tulane or something like that. I can't remember. But she's written a ton of really famous novels. She writes really well, and they're really great for kids, but they're also really great for adults. Like I I read a ton of children's literature, and it's not for my kids. It's 100% for me. I absolutely love it. So I saw your guys' intro where you were kind of like, the next one on the list is, Clifford.
Yeah.
Literally, children's books are my favorite thing to read for fun for me. And they're also a great learning experience because you don't know how hard it is to write a really good book until you've tried to write an entire story in less than 500 words. If you're a picture book writer, it is not easy. Let me tell you, my friend.
No, when people read a Dr. Seuss book, say, I can do that. Yeah, but you're full of malarkey, right? There's probably more to it than Dr. Seuss when he's sitting down saying, the cat had a hat and, everything rhymes. There's an art and science to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very active on Twitter. And people consider Twitter a dumpster fire. In a lot of ways it is, but it's great for writers. All of the agents and publishers and editors are on there and constantly posting what they're looking for and what they really like and what they don't like. And it's just, and the community is really supportive of each other there too. Don't screw up though, because then it's a dumpster fire. But the community is really supportive up until that point. And yeah, if you go on Twitter and you watch what the editors and agents are saying, most of them are like, do not send me a rhyming picture book, because there's just so many people who think that they can do it, and they do it, and then they send their crap out, and they don't realize it takes, get that first draft down. Like I said, it's gonna be crap, but don't send that version out. You need to get with a writer's group, get a critique group together, a critique partner, and work on it and revise and revise and revise. You might go through 20, 30 drafts before you get it right. That's the problem, is when people jump the gun. They go, I've written it down and now I'm going to send it out. You need that writer's group, that critique partner in between. Don't skip the steps. It's a process.
Or send off the rough draft with the wrong there, or there, right? And then get ridiculed online, right? Got to proof edit before you send things off to the big guy, the big fish in the sea that are out there watching all these.
You know what?
These proofreading.
They will overlook proofreading errors a lot soon than they will overlooking really terrible book cliches. Like some of the really terrible book cliches are where the book starts where the character just woke up. Don't do that. It's super cliche. They hate that. Or the first time you get to know what the character looks like is because they look at themselves in the mirror and then proceed to observe all of their features and describe it to you. Another cliche you want to avoid, right? So these are things you pick up. These are the things you pick up from people who have experience in the industry or who are really active on things like Twitter or whatever, and have those relationships with agents and editors and things.
Carol asks, can you please post the name of the author of the children's book Jessica was mentioning? Thank you. So, I can post them, but are you able to mention them again?
Yeah, well, I'll put her name in the private chat, and then you can pick it up, right, and put it in the.
Oh, right. There we go. Even better.
We can even do that.
What I mentioned is Kate DiCamillo. She's fantastic. She has a good array of literary as well as funny commercial fiction for kids.
So you are also writing a novel, and you have a Kickstarter campaign. Now, I'm sure most folks know what Kickstarter is, where everyone's used to GoFundMe, but maybe explain what you're writing, lack of a better term, and what a Kickstarter campaign is for people that may not know.
Absolutely. So first of all, I'm not writing a novel. So a novel is specifically a fiction book. Mine is nonfiction. So it's not a novel. It's kind of half critical analysis of pop culture and half writing instruction. So I'm looking at story endings and how to write them. So I'll break down some existing story endings from existing books and movies and TV shows and plays and poetry, whatever I can find. And I'm going to analyze them from the perspective of the story endings matrix that I've created, and then explain how to apply that story endings matrix to your own writing process in order to create a satisfying story ending.
So just to back up, so when it's fiction, it's a novel.
Yes.
When it's nonfiction, it's not. So if someone says my life could be a novel, they're actually technically wrong with that statement.
Not necessarily. They could fictionalize their own story and write it as a novel, or they could write a memoir or an autobiography, which would be nonfiction and therefore not a novel.
You're very happy with this talk, but I can see.
I am. Well, no, I kind of got shot down when she says people who have too many cliches probably don't survive in the writing world. I probably wouldn't be able to survive all the cliches. They'd be like, okay, this guy's got too many.
You know what?
To the drawing board, Mr. Kinsman.
I read books still today that are recently published that will have those cliches in them. It's still possible to get those books published, right? But it just like if you have like a really incredible concept, like, you know, the Hunger Games, like how huge was that, right? If you have a really incredible concept, then people will overlook all of the cliches, right? Because they're just like, this is amazing. But yeah, if you have, let's say, a contemporary fiction book, more of a quiet book, then people will notice the cliches more, right? Because it's quiet. There's not as much noise to distract them from those cliches.
Fair. It's actually, that makes complete sense. So you have a Kickstarter campaign. So a Kickstarter's fairly similar to GoFundMe, but more to for an entertainment type of project. No, I'm 0 for 2 tonight, Kinsman.
Okay, no, they are similar in the sense that they're both crowdfunding platforms. You are correct. Like they're similar in that sense. But GoFundMe is more designed for they're not project based. So Kickstarter is specifically designed for creators that are creating projects. So you're trying to put together a documentary, get some crowdfunding. You're trying to make a new video game, crowdfunding. You know, board games, books, those types of things. So Kickstarter is very much focused on that creation of a product that you can then send out to the people who backed you.
Okay.
I like that. And if you have, I have posted the name of the author. If you have a moment, Jess, if you have the link, I can definitely share it on the feed tonight to your Kickstarter. And we did take a look at it. It's everything what you're doing and what you're asking for. And I think it's really awesome what you're doing. My question is to backtrack. Where are you finding all this time operating a successful, very busy business? Because I see all the cars and you folks are busy, and then you got all this work. Like, do you have a moment for yourself?
Well, actually, this is my moment to myself because I am here and my kids are not. So, but no, actually, I was 100% prepared for this question because I get asked this question almost every day of my life. People always say, how do you find the time to do all this stuff? You own 3 businesses and you have 4 kids and all the time. And my answer is the same every single time. You do not find time. There's no time in your winter jacket that you pull out and go like, oh, I left this time here. You don't find time, you make time. If something's important to you, you set aside that time and you make it happen.
If it's when the kids are in bed, if there's a window between, let's say, 10 and 1 a.m., you'll stay up to the wee hours and get her done. If you've got the passion and the desire and the drive to succeed, you will always make time, right? And,
I cannot tell you the number of times I have attempted to go to bed and a story idea would just not leave me alone. And I had to get out of bed and go write it down so that I could shut my brain off, because otherwise it just keeps writing the story in my head. And I will not remember in the morning. The times that I have ignored that voice and said, no, sleep, you'll write it down in the morning. You do not remember it. You never remember it in the morning, people. Don't trick yourself into thinking that. Write it down.
It's like trying to remember a dream, right? When you've had a good dream, you've woken up and then you try to remember what it was and you totally forget. It's the same system. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So I have posted the link to the Kickstarter campaign. It sounds a lot cooler than GoFundMe to Kickstarter, but you're right. It is for these creative type
Kickstarter campaign. Yeah.
So what your ultimate goal? Like, do you have like I guess like a publishing date, a target for completion? Where are you at?
My target is February 2022 if this Kickstarter campaign is successful. If the campaign is successful, then I can set aside more time to really focus on punching all of this out. If the Kickstarter campaign isn't successful, it's still going to come out. It's just going to take a little bit longer to get there.
Okay, well, fair enough to clear up the time. And I think, entertainment, folks with a creative ability, whether it's reading, music, I think it's important to support them in the community, because we often hear, Kinsman, there's not a lot to do in Timmins, but the thing is sometimes there's a lot of creative people here. We meet them almost every single day.
Every day.
It's just not the opportunity to perform, or, maybe it's a financial need to support them. So I find if we have an opportunity to support someone, whether it's going to see their show, support them financially, sharing their posts or their work on social media, I think that's really important, because we are deep in creative people in this community, very deep.
Yeah, lots of creative minds, and again with your creative groups, your writing groups. When people join and submit, is there a way to view them all online for people who maybe aren't a member yet and can scroll like an e-reader, or is there a way to see what people have submitted on your platform?
What do you mean in terms of the like
if they submit, let's say you've got how many members do you have now? About 30 some odd people in there right now?
Yeah, well, the groups are private, so it's not for just anybody to access, right? Because people are concerned if they share their idea that someone's going to steal it. And I mean, I understand those concerns, but really nobody can write your idea the way you can. They can take your idea, they're going to take it in a completely different direction. But people are concerned about that sort of thing. So the groups are private, and when people share things, we encourage them to do so privately. There's not anywhere that you can actually access them and do it that way. It's always membership based. Okay. But there's no cost to join or anything like that.
So it's free. And if someone were to find you, do they find you under Jessica Trudel online, or is it a totally different name for the Facebook page?
I'm not on Facebook as an individual. I use Facebook because I have to in order to run my business pages, but I don't have Facebook friends. So it might be hard for people to find me personally. But what I'll do is I'll grab the links to the Facebook groups and I'll post them so that people can find the groups, because they may not be able to find it through me. I got off Facebook a few years back because I was tired of seeing who broke up with who and who was eating what for dinner and whatnot. I was making the time for things that were more important to me.
And here's the bad news: that stuff's still happening.
Really, it hasn't changed since I left.
No, it hasn't changed, unfortunately. Like it looks like Jess is having a conversation with us, but she's putting in these links. So you're very clever. She's very good.
I've got to multitask. I'm very practiced at this.
So the first link is for the
Timmins Writers Group.
Timmins Writers, yeah.
And then the second one is the Northern Ontario Writers Group.
Nice.
Yeah.
Encourage anybody from any level of writing to submit and join, and maybe combat creative chemistry and juices to get the juices flowing for maybe a future story or
and it doesn't matter if you're writing children's books or if you're writing for adults. It doesn't matter if you're writing for teens or nonfiction, fiction, poetry, short stories, whatever it might be. Any type of writing, script writing, screenwriting, playwriting. I mean, all types of writers are welcome, because it's really about being creative, and it's all about the writing. We keep all personal stuff out of it. So we'll have writers in there that are writing about Christian topics, and not all of us are Christians, or people who are writing about political things, and we don't always agree, but it's about the writing and improving the writing. It's not about the topic that's involved.
That's awesome. Well, you're doing amazing work on all ends, and keep it up. And we've definitely shared the links, and we get any questions, we will definitely either share the link with the folks having the questions, or pass them over to one of your pages, or maybe they can just line up at the garage. Hey, I got a question.
Well, that's it. That's what I was thinking. The next few oil changes, you're going to see people going, here, I'm going to drop my car off. Maybe I'll get more clients now dropping their car off for work, and they'll drop off. Can you read my memoir while I'm sitting here waiting for my oil change?
Can you get my book published?
That's right. So my engine's knocking, and also my character got out and looked at the mirror right off the bat. So I'm gonna need some help.
And I've got too many cliches, so I'm not there. So.
You're done for KINZ. But yeah, so well, thank you so much. We really appreciate Jess. And
do we have time for one more thing, or are you guys out of time?
You know, we've got all the time in the world, Jessica.
Okay, so there's one more thing I want to talk about, and it's going to be something that people probably have not heard about because it's specific to Twitter. So I don't know if anybody out there has heard of a pitch party. A pitch party is basically where writers pitch their book on Twitter. You have 280 characters to convince an agent or editor to like your pitch. And if they like it, if they put that little heart on your pitch, it means submit this to me. And you jump ahead of the rest of the slush pile because when you email it, you get to mark it as a request from this pitch party.
Okay.
And they will basically look at yours before they look at other people's because they requested it. They were like, I want to see this. So anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is because my business partner and I, we run writingcommunity.ca, and we recently adopted CanLit Pit, which is the Canadian pitch party for writers from the old organizers. And it's coming up on August 12th. So it's the opportunity for Canadian writers with any completed manuscript. It doesn't matter if it's short story or a poem that you want to get into a magazine or if it's a full-on book that you're trying to get published. But you can participate in it for free. All you need is a Twitter account, and you post your pitch with CanLit Pit as your hashtag, and agents and editors will be perusing and may like your pitch and say be requesting it.
That is pretty cool. Using the power of social media to find some new talent out there or a new story to be told. So I would assume everyone who's pitching it is just dying for that heart to pop up, right? I
got into this because I started keeping a schedule of pitch parties. So there's all kinds of different ones. There's ones for like diverse writers. There's ones for disabled writers. There's ones for like everything you can think of under the planet. There's different pitch parties. There's ones for romance writers, and there's fantasy, sci-fi, so on and so forth. So I got into this by keeping a regular schedule of all these different pitch parties because there was so many of them, and there was no like one place you could go and find out when the upcoming dates were. So I was like, I'm going to create it. So I created it and I put it on the website. And it became really popular. Like every time I posted an updated schedule, it would get retweeted a couple hundred times. But I made the mistake of, now every time a pitch party happens that I'm participating in, I'll get likes that show up in my notifications, but it's for the list. People are like, they find the list because the hashtag is trending that day. So they find my list and they like the list, and I go, a like, and then it's just that. So I'm like, oh no, what did I get myself into?
So exciting though.
It is a real cool way to find new talent. So a pitch party, Canadian version. I love it.
CanLit Pit is what it's called.
All right.
So if you go to writingcommunity.ca/CanLit Pit, you'll find all the information about it.
Right. That is very cool. And who knows? Maybe Mark and I will. I could probably write a romance novel. I'm thinking, kid. No. What do you? Come on.
I think we can all start the starts. It's the middle, maybe the ending. It's again. The cliches would kill me at the intro, and you looking into the mirror, Jamie, would ruin it for you.
And don't forget
waking up in bed.
Jamie got out of bed and played with his long blonde hair. That's how I'm starting.
That's right. Then the writers would be like, he doesn't even have hair.
I don't care. I'm having hair. I'm having hair in my novel. Okay.
That's right. Yeah. What is it? Fabio?
KINZ, writing is all about creativity and imagination. Don't put down his imagination.
No, you never put down anybody's imagination. And again, that's the whole point behind your writing group. So again, get in touch. We've got the links in our comments, and we'll get hopefully some more creative minds to your site, and you'll be editing and proofreading them to bigger and better things here. Maybe we'll see more novels locally when they submit. Maybe they're too afraid to submit until they actually maybe hear you tonight and say, you know what, maybe I should send this in and see what Jessica thinks, and then you'll tell them how awesome it is.
Yeah, never know. And thank you, Carol, from the comments. Sorry.
Oh, yes.
Throw that out there.
That's Carol and Skip, loyal watchers of our show.
Yeah.
Always throwing up great comments there.
Well, thank you. So awesome information tonight. My creative juices are flowing. I may put pen to paper, Kinsman. I just may do it after the show's over.
You guys are writers. You don't know it, but you're writers. You write scripts all the time, don't you?
We do,
well,
yeah.
we do scripts, and we do it in bullet point though. So then putting it to paper.
It's got to start somewhere.
We got to start somewhere, yeah. So maybe we could do a pitch party. We'll do a KINZ and KLOMP live story, and we'll see where it goes on the pitch party.
There actually is a joke pitch party on Twitter. It's called Taco Pitch.
Oh,
and it's for picture book writers. They pitch completely fake picture books. So usually they're very dirty and raunchy and not at all appropriate for children. But they'll pitch completely fake books, and then they'll vote on the winners. They'll be like the most popular versus actual judges, and then the winners get like Venmo'd like $1.29 for a taco from the organizer, which is not enough in Canada to buy a taco, but in the US apparently it is.
Yeah, it is enough. And said there's a writer in all of us, and there's a writer or creativity in every person, just to a different degree in it. But that's awesome. All right, well, thank you. We appreciate it, and we'll definitely be in touch. And good luck moving forward to success. And I hope these groups really expand, and people who are looking for these outlets find them, because I think it's very important. And there's a lot of talent once again in this community. Lots of talent.
Certainly is. Everybody talks about musicians, but there's the creative writing side. And again, maybe someone will get those juices flowing, and you never know what's what is around the corner. If you always say no and end it without saying, you know what, I am going to submit this. You never know unless you try. There's another cliche, but that's a good cliche, right? You never know unless you try. Worst they're going to say is you need to take it back and go back to this point and start again and turn this direction instead of this direction, right? So constructive criticism is what people maybe need to get that boot and that extra motivation to succeed.
Absolutely.
And Kinsman wants to know if he can borrow the Nova for the weekend. Can I
borrow it for the weekend? Just hang on.
You just want to put it on that little spot on the wall behind you.
Yeah. That's right.
All right. Have a good night, Jess.
All right, Jess. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, what an inspirational lady. Jessica Trudel, the other side of Forte Automotive. You see her when you're booking your oil changes, and now she is a very creative writer here in the city. And again, we wish her all the best of success for her new book novel.
Yeah, that's right.
Coming out hopefully in February. Maybe she'll pick February 9th. That's my birthday. Could you imagine having that for a release date?
If I see a romance novel from a Mark Binsman, I don't know if I'm going to the person.
Mark Binsman.
But
Bins and Chomp.
Romance novel, yeah, okay. Hey, well, listen. Binsman, I don't know what you're dreaming about at night, but I respect your dreams and aspirations.
That's right.
Okay, but all right. So we have a bunch of local topics, but so I followed La Luna's Variety on Facebook, and they were posting a lot of pretty cool food today. A fish and salad, I think, combo.
Yeah, fish and chips with salads and funnel cake. Who does not like funnel cake? And who doesn't like La Luna's Variety and Takeout? If you haven't been, it's the old Sue's Variety, which is now La Luna's Variety, 332 commercial. And it's the dream of Melissa Michaud, hoping you'll stop by and keep her partner's dream, Melissa Cool's, alive. Melissa Cool passing away last October, and Melissa Michaud is doing this on behalf of Melissa. This was her dream, saying, you know what, you run La Luna's Variety and Takeout, and let's make it successful. And that's what Melissa's doing.
Yeah, so they have a lot of, like, every day it looks like they're coming out with something interesting there, and they're always posting pics of the food. So we love them over there.
And how about this? The full-size ice cream cup. Have you seen this? This is also at La Luna's. The full-size cup. Go and ask for the full-size cup, and you can fill it up for as much ice cream as you want for $7. Until the cup is full, you can put any mix match of flavors in this cup. But they say ask for the full-size cup. And again, that's at La Luna's Variety and Takeout. They also had hot platters today. They also had fresh salads and deli sandwiches. all sorts of neat stuff in there. And of course, they're famous for their keto pizza at La Luna's Variety and Takeout 332 commercial. So check them out.
Love what they're doing over there. Another gem in the city. So Timmins RV, you know, we're coming at this. Well, we're not at the halfway point of summer, but you know, we're in summer now, right? We're feeling it. I see all these pictures of people of camping's in full gear. They're having a good time. They're sitting by the fire. They're out fishing. They're enjoying life. I know I was talking to Chris from Jiu-Jitsu. Him and his wife and their family, they're enjoying their summer out at their cottage. And you know what it is? It's a nice RV, I believe he has, with one of those decks built around. These things look like cottages, right?
Cottages on wheels. And again, you know, we're not, we are obviously past the, you know, when they say the midway point, but this is also a good time to buy a newer RV because some of the newer prices way back in the spring are $10,000 cheaper. Again, there's a 2021 Sprinter travel trailer online, regular $75,000. It is now $65,000. And again, you don't pay for 6 months. They've got great incentives, great tutorials. Again, how to make s'mores over the campfire, the best ways to deter bugs. They've got a great marketing team over there at Timmins RV.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Very, very good. So it full swing, do it in style. All right. So what do we start with first? A shameless plug about you and I know. Let's skip that. I love this story, Kinsman. See, people don't think I give you compliments, but yesterday you saw the post about the young entrepreneurs with their lemonade stand. Yeah. And right there, I used to love them. I had them as a kid. My kids had lemonade stands, and they're awesome. So tell me how it went yesterday.
It went well. I saw the post. It was Melanie Palick and her boys. They live right around the corner from my boys and their mom. And I was in the neighborhood dropping my boys off, and I saw the post. I said, you know what? I'm going to go get some lemonade. Who doesn't like lemonade? And again, 25 cents a cup. Like, you can't beat that. I am pretty sure I did the lemonade scan across the country. That was the cheapest glass of lemonade in Canada. And it was right here in good old Melrose in Timmins, Ontario. They were selling the glasses. And again, I went and did a selfie with Wyatt and little Dawson Palick. And yes, they sold out of all their stock. The dad comes up to me and goes, I had to go buy more stock after you stopped by. They ran out of the new stock by about 8:30, but the boys made a killing. There was like 20s. They're pretty good little marketers there.
Yep. So
like, what's the price? 25 cents? No, it's $20. Okay, here you go. It's a hard bargain here.
That's right. And hopefully you left them a very healthy tip.
We left them a good KINZ and KLOMP sized tip, which was good. I picked up a tray of 4. It's funny. People always yell at me. I always keep my old trays from Tim Hortons in the back. One came in handy. I actually used it for the tray to carry my my drinks out of there.
Laziness has its rewards.
That's right. It's not lazy. I was just putting that tray aside until I came by Wyatt and Dawson's little lemonade stand.
Right. Yes, I agree. Now, Imagine Cinema's big news. We are opening up. They are opening up on Friday.
Yes.
I'm excited here. Okay. Black Widow. I got to see F9. Okay. Those are my 2 top ones. We got some movies. And if you don't know, you think they were just sitting around calling and their team sitting around during COVID. No, that whole theater has luxury reclining seats.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
So comfy. And talking to Gina Facca today and the crew from Imagine Cinemas, they have employment opportunities. In fact, if you're looking to be the next relief manager at the cinema, Gina says they are looking to hire a relief manager. So if you're looking to work in the movie industry and work for Imagine Cinemas here in Timmins, the crew is amazing. And again, all luxury seating. You'll be in charge and one of the new managers. So get those resumes in. And the link is on their Imagine Cinemas 6 and the Imagine Cinemas Timmins Facebook page.
That's right. And if you go a little bit early, you may see something in the pre-show anyways.
That's right. Our previews are coming back. Colin says our preview, which we started right before the lockdown was happening. So it was short-lived, but it's going to be back again. Yes, the KINZ and KLOMP Live, the distraction video. happening.
There you go, Kinsman. Discover fitness, discover performance. Laziness is not part of training, sir. Yay for the
It's not
movements.
part of training. Sure it is.
Okay. Quilts for survivors. What's happening here?
Yes, this is a group created in the memory of the small voices that we have lost, and the numbers keep rising across the country with these residential schools and the grounds. This group was created to make blocks of quilts to be sewn together to make lap quilts, approximately 48 by 62 for the size of this quilt. And the block should be 16.5, unfinished. And they say you can use orange in the color in the block, and all other patterns are welcome too. And they're looking for donations of batting and backing if anybody knows of someone who may have some to spare. And if you need any more information on this group, it is called Quilts for Survivors on their Facebook page, and it's run by Vanessa Genier here in Timmins. And she's currently looking for more quilters to join. They already have 600 people quilting their little squares for this quilt. And again, they're going to put them all together for that giant quilt. And she says there's always room for more. You can call Vanessa if you would like to add for your quilting project. And her phone number is 705-262-1853. And you can also email her at vrggenier@gmail.com, or just go to the Facebook group Quilt for Survivors.
Okay. I love it. So I'll handle this one. So if you haven't heard about the Mini Putt Tournament of Fun,
Yes.
we are going to be hosting that alongside the Mini Putt and Batting Cages at Hollinger Park.
Mm-hmm.
So we had Dawn on the show on Sunday, and it's simple. You just have to go mini putt. Now, when you mini putt, they collect all the scorecards. And if your scores happen to match our scores, tie our scores, you're going to qualify for the Tournament of Fun. And there's going to be a few different qualification periods throughout the summer, leading up to August the 21st. What can you expect in the Tournament of Fun? Well, you're going to come play free mini putt on August the 21st. There's going to be music. There's going to be food. There's going to be dancing. There's going to be hosting. There's going to be prizes for like worst golfer, best golfer, funniest celebration, and all types of wacky stuff. So get out and play mini putt. If you haven't played mini putt before, listen, I love this sport. And he has much more. He has the batting cages. He has the water balloons.
Lots of fun. Water balloon battle is the new attraction.
Yeah.
And again, snow cones.
There you go. Selena went today, and yeah, awesome. Yes, she sent us a pic, and that was very cool. And it is a lot of fun for all families and ages. So we encourage that. Now, Kinsman, you send me a lot of things. We have lots of things going on in this community.
Yes, we do. Lots of things going on. Everybody knows, the show, and we usually talk locals during the show, and they fire them to us because they know that you or I are going to get the announcement out. And Urban Farm is on the road. So a shout out to Becky and Steve over at the Urban Farm. They're headed to Cochrane. Anybody watching from Cochrane tonight? You've got Urban Farm headed up tomorrow, and they're going to be up 6:55 between 4 in the afternoon and 7, set up at Pap's Dollar Store. So all the goods from the Timmins location of Urban Farm, the South Porcupine location, they're on Crawford. You'll get to enjoy their yummy treats out front of Pap's Dollar Store. So that's pretty cool stuff there.
Yeah. I love what they're doing there. And I believe they were in another community last
They were in
Friday.
Chapleau on Friday.
There we go.
Yeah, they were part of an open market over that way and had huge success. And again, they're taking their mobile urban farm on the road, which seems to be a huge success.
Good. Kirkland Lake Gold. What's happening? Are they donating a gold bar to each of us for the show? Is this the headline?
No, they actually had one of the best quarters, the second quarters. I guess one of the best second quarters that they've had. And you know what that means? They've done some more gold digging. They've done some more exploration, which they've found enough gold that will keep the longevity of the mine, of the Detour Lake mine, going for years to come. So that is some definite good news. So a shout out to Kirkland Lake Gold for finding more gold so they can keep the current employers employed and, give hope for those who are seeking mining in the future.
Yes, congratulate Kirkland Lake Gold. What is your score? It'd be hard. It'd be hard to match it, but I'm sure it'd always beat it. So here's the hint: Kinsman's score, my score. Kinsman's high, mine's low.
And in golf, low is good, high is not that good. But then again, my high score, I'd be curious to see out of the cards that when Don was on Sunday, he said that there was about 25 scorecards in there tied with our score. I'm curious to see who tied with your score and who tied with mine. See, if I didn't play so bad, I'm letting everybody have a chance to get into our qualifying the year-end tournament.
Yeah, the excuses. Okay,
always an excuse.
Always an excuse. So one more round. So so we're back at Full Beard on the patio, and we're going to be in the stage 3. So inside will be open too.
Yeah.
But we're going to be back there re-celebrating the launch of our beer, but celebrating just being able to gather with friends and family again. So this is going to be on Thursday, July the 22nd.
5 to 10.
Yeah, 5 to 10. So we're going to be doing our live stream show. We're going to have live music. We're going to have comedy. We're going to be playing music. And if you missed out the last time, if they didn't close at 10, I was probably going to stay there forever, Kinsman, because I was having a great time.
You were having a good time. I think Kyle Cote was there performing with Dax. And I think if Kyle had the chance, he would have played on to into the wee hours. He said it felt so good to sit down and play. He didn't have a script or anything written down. He just played whatever came to mind, and he even threw some requests in there. It's amazing the talent. He says they were rusty. I couldn't tell, but Kyle put on a great show. Will we get Kyle back for the 22nd? We're gonna try and ink him up there for that show.
Yeah, we're gonna announce that lineup shortly. And Dabrowski's. So it's not just drinks on the patio; it's food on the patio, and it's all in one stop. The place is amazing. The drinks are good. The service is good. The food's good, and the entertainment is good.
That's right.
So July the 22nd. It's a Thursday. If you missed it last time, if you went last time, you know how much fun it is, and if you missed it last time, you do want to come this time. It is first come, first serve. They don't have reservations, and all the good rules, restrictions still apply, but it'll be a real good time. We absolutely can guarantee that.
And we should mention here for the 705, the Blonde Ale beer with KINZ and KLOMP Live, our cans. If you order the Baker's Dozen at Full Beard right now, they'll throw a can of ours in there as the Baker's Dozen, the 13th can. So they've got deliveries. They're going north to Hearst. They're hitting Moonbeam, Smooth Rock Falls, Kapuskasing, Cochrane. So if you want to hit that order, they're delivering on Friday. You still have time to hop on to Full Beard Brewing's website at fullbeardbrewing.com and get yourself, the best deal. Who doesn't like a Baker's Dozen, right? So you get 12 KINZ and KLOMP Live 705 Blonde Ale beers. You get a 13th free, right?
Love it. Yeah, of course I love it. So you can order the beer on the website. One of my friends from Thunder Bay just called today and he placed his order. There's Melissa. Sorry, see you there. Sorry, Chaz. See, Chaz, this is Melissa's girls' night out. This is what they do every Thursday. Chad can't be bombarding a girls' night out. I understand. No. So and Melissa and her friends were there last time. So yeah. So we'll miss Chad. We wish he was there, but we understand. Girls' night out, the hubby has to stay at home. That's the rules, Kinsman.
That's the rules. Yes, we'll have to send. Maybe we'll send Chad a doggy bag from our night.
Yes, and finally, we got something to chat about with the Surge. Besides how much we love them, which we do. August the 14th. This is going to be a big one. We're calling it 8 and 8.
Yeah.
So between noon and 8 p.m. on August the 14th, we're going to be streaming live. And every hour, we're going to give you an opportunity to win $1,000. You're going to have to complete a challenge. We're not saying what those challenges are now, but you're going to have to complete a challenge. And every hour, we're going to give one person a chance to win $1,000.
Yes.
Then at 8 p.m., so the stream's over, people in person at the Surge, 8 of them are going to win. 8 of them are going to have an opportunity to win $8,000. This is why. Yes, so $16,000 up for grab that day, August the 14th, and we'll be releasing more information as we get closer. But bottom line, hey, Surge is opening. We've been waiting a long time to get in there and we promised to start it off big, and we're starting it off big.
That's what, as they say. Here's another cliche: go big or go home. So we're going big, and you can't get any bigger than giving the opportunity to give away $16,000. Just think, if everybody's got their challenges and got the final challenge at the end, it might be a very profitable day. So someone's buying us all drinks in there when they win the loot.
I'm taking some of your beer to my daughter in Kapuskasings. Thank you. And I will be taking the beer with me to Thunder Bay when I travel. Well, you did it, Kinsman. We found out maybe we're not authors, but there's a pretty cool place to go if you're aspiring to do so. And I give you a thumbs up tonight, Kinsman.
Give me a thumbs up. Do I have one? We have one more message to pass along here before we go.
Oh, we do actually. It's Vanessa.
Yes, Vanessa Landers. We wanted to send our good vibes to Vanessa. You've been following her journey on her Facebook page. Follow my journey, Team V Strong with the hashtag. Vanessa was on our show a few weeks back. Great friend of ours, off the air, and recently diagnosed with SMAS, which is Superior Mesenteric Artery Syndrome. And she's actually going to Toronto. Remember, she was on our show. She wasn't quite at the weight to go to Toronto. Well, she's at that weight where they can go to Toronto, and she can hopefully get some answers from Toronto surgeons and specialists to get the answers that she needs. And while Vanessa's away, our good friend Selena Maria Bishop, who's a valued, loyal fan of our show, is and has taken over the duty of selling Vanessa's stickers and the bumper decals for $10, and all the proceeds go to Vanessa and her fight. And now that she's in Toronto, I saw a post today. If you follow her on her Facebook page, her dad was taking her down. She's going to be so tied up with medical issues for the next little while. No time to worry and think about back here. So if you can, $10 a sticker. Find Selena Maria Bishop on our Facebook page, and you can ask for a sticker. And again, all the proceeds go to Vanessa. So we're wishing Vanessa a good battle and all the best in Toronto. She says she's going to keep us up to date and maybe throw us an update from Toronto. So we'll look forward to having her back on the show.
Yes, absolutely, 1,000%. 2 thumbs up. Have a great night, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks
all right.
so much.
So here's what I want to do. I'm going to show you how I never warned you about this one. So I'll show you how a good librarian does it. Okay. I want you to pretend you walk into the library. Okay. And I'm going to give you a proper, give me your regular voice in the library.
All right. Hey, KLOMP, where's that magazine?